Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My loyal subscribers, my new subscribers, welcome. Guys, we're going to go over the SUP symbol. I think I've discovered a very powerful, potentially a very powerful fractal or pattern that is probably setting up on the charts right now, that is going to take place over the next 82 days. Within the next 82 days, it's a pattern that I want to reveal to you guys that you don't want to miss. So be sure to stick around to the end as we go over this and possibly a little bit more. So without further ado, let's dive right into the charts here, shall we? Okay, today is October the 10th, 2020. The previous close of SUP is going to be $1.24. It was down about 1.5% for the day. Okay, so really quickly, guys, these are the 3-month candles. Okay, the first thing I want to do very quickly is just remember, these videos are never rehearsed, guys, so just stick with me here. Okay, it's just right off the top. I want to identify the owner's area of interest. Okay, let me just put a rectangular box on the chart here so we can identify that. For those of you who are new here, the reason that I outline these areas is because it gives me a sense of where did the owners, the majority of the people who own the stock, where did they actually accumulate before they had the actual move to the upside. Okay. So for those of you listening, I just outlined an area that's at about, let's call it 14 cents, about 11, 14 cents-ish. And the top of the box is going to be at about $2.14. Okay, so hopefully you would all agree and say, yeah, this is a pretty good area. It came out at about $1.24. We came down, bounced off that line there. We went up, found resistance, came down, higher low, broke through the top of that resistance, rejected back down to make another higher low, and boom, up. Found resistance at the top of that box, and I think the rest is history. You can see very explosive move to the upside. Okay, so hopefully you all can agree and say, yeah, okay, that's a pretty good area you got there in the owner's area of interest. So we'll just move right along here. And the reason that I'm actually outlining this area is because it's important to understand that the move before the break, the break up to the upside, I actually put a line at the top of that resistance line. It's important because this is the area that I personally consider is a very important structural area of the owner's interest. Okay, and this area likely won't be compromised if the owners aren't selling. Okay, this is just my way of understanding, guys. I could be totally wrong about this. I don't have a lot of experience, but I think it's pretty something to consider when the top of this resistance line is breached below. Again, it's basically where this is where they own their stock. Okay, but the light at the end of the tunnel is what I want to reveal to you guys. So just keeping this line in mind, knowing that this is the owner's area of interest. As we go along here, I'll just further explain why I put that there. But the pattern that could potentially play out here in the, let's just call it within the next 82 days, is going to be something like this. Now, just pay attention to this pattern here, guys, that I'm going to outline here on the charts for you. All right, so back in 1984, April, we're going to outline these 4 candlesticks right here. Okay, so I guess you can call it a potential fractal. Okay, where the price moved down, we got to move to the downside, impulse leg down. Okay, and then the very next month we had a green candle. Month after that we got a red candle, and of course the bullish counter move is the very next month's candle. So these are 4 candles. This is basically 1 year. Okay, and within 1 year in this symbol, the price went down, consolidated, made a green candle. The sellers attempted to push the price lower, and they failed. And the next month, the buyer stepped in, made a very aggressive move to the upside. Now, I outline this because we're going to go over to present day, keeping this pattern in mind. Let's see if we could potentially be forming a structural similar, or a pattern similar to what has happened here on these 4 candles. Okay, so go over to present day. All right. Now, this is all hypothetically here, guys. So this is a financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. Okay, so the 4 candles that could potentially be playing out again would look something like this. Okay, so remember, we had the impulse leg down to the downside on this candle here. The very next month we had a green candle, which is here. The sellers attempted to push the price down. They were unsuccessful to get a lower price on the price there, lower level on the price. And of course, here we are on this fourth candle, which is just kind of just hovering there, just waiting to see what's going to happen over the next 82 days. You can see it right there. And we just don't know right now. We don't have enough data to support a direction in the markets here. But I will say that it will be interesting to see what happens. I honestly think it's imperative. Okay, I'm going to use the word imperative because right now, first of all, the price is below this owner's structural area that they have established. So what does that mean to me? That means that the owners have sold off their stock. If not all of it, they've sold enough of their stock for their owner's area of interest, which is below this line, has now been compromised. So that means that, it should not be below this green line. I would much rather like to see, a nice bounce off of this line. I don't mean to scare anyone who's currently invested in this stock. This is just my way of understanding it. And again, I could be totally wrong, okay? But I would much rather feel a lot more comfortable if there was just a wick down at the top of that box and, of course, make higher lows and higher highs to turn this trend around from a downtrend that it's been in ever since, let's see, topping out back in 2002. Made some sort of double top here, which is never good in the markets, right? Especially on the higher time frames. These are the 3-month candles, okay? So that's just my opinion as to whether or not this is a good sign or a bad sign. The price actually staying above $2.18-ish cents, okay? But that's the first red flag for me, okay? Right now, we basically need to get back above the $2.14 level over the next 82 days. I'm going to say that right now, if this thing doesn't close a 3-month candles body back above this line, then I'm currently not invested in this anyway, so I could, I'm not really invested, so it's kind of a neutral stance, right? But I'd say that to turn this thing or even have a chance to not go to zero, this thing needs to get back above 214. That's just my opinion, guys. It's not financial advice, but I think it's pretty clear in the charts that the buyers need to step in like now. Okay, so that's the fractal, or I guess pattern, that could potentially be brewing here. Over the next 82 days, we could see a similar pattern that played out back in the 84, something like this. So, just keep your eyes open, guys. We'll keep an eye on this. I don't see why it would take longer than 82 days because, again, these are the 3-month candles. That's when the new 3-month candle opens. I would like to see a impulse, a very aggressive move to the upside, guys, on a green 3-month candle on this thing. And if it doesn't happen within 3 months, then I'm not interested, guys. I'm not even, like I said, I'm not invested in this thing at all. So it would look something like this, okay? That green candle that is equal to the previous impulse leg to the downside, okay, for this to play out. So I thought that was worth mentioning, guys. Leave an appropriate thumb just below the video there. Leave your comments down below saying that, dude, that's never going to play out, or, yeah, it looks pretty interesting. I'm always open for constructive criticism. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's Napoleon Macro. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll be talking with you here shortly, putting out a lot more content. You should see a video on the screen popping up there. Go ahead and click one of those and see if my prediction actually played out or if I'm wrong about it. You can roast me in the comments section. That's perfectly fine, guys. Take care of yourselves, guys. I'll catch you on the next video, and be sure to have a good day.